I spent months thinking I needed better videos, a better plan, or just more experience. Basically, another reason to wait. The biggest opportunities I had from YouTube didn't come from having a bigger audience. They came from posting when nobody was watching. And that's why in this video I want to share the biggest lessons that I've learned from building a channel from scratch. Lessons that would have saved me months of frustration. Because if you're still waiting for the better camera, the better microphone, or waiting until you're ready, you're just doing the same mistake that I did. So let's get into it. The very first thing is hustle beats talent. There's tons of people that are super easy on camera. They just get in front of the camera and it just is so easy and simple for them. For me, it just wasn't the case. I started off, I couldn't say a single word, and I've told this story many times before on this channel. But when I first filmed my video, I put my phone on some shoe boxes and I tried to film, but I couldn't say a single word. Because from nature, I'm a really shy person. I'm super introverted. So just getting in front of the camera is just 10 times worse because you're talking to nobody essentially. Once you get used to it, you do feel like you're talking to an audience, to you guys, and I do know that I'm filming to you or talking to you guys, but when you first start, you don't feel like that. You're just feeling like you're talking to a phone, and you shouldn't be doing that. It just isn't natural. But some people, it doesn't matter. They just film and it's easy for them. But here's the thing. If the people who are super talented don't post, or they post once a month, they just don't go anywhere. And the people that are not talented at all, or even the other way around, where they're super bad on camera, if they post every single week, after a while, they will get better. They will start improving. Their videos will start getting better. Their speech will come better. And hopefully it's the case for me. And if it's not, I'll just wait another year, another 2 years, another 3 years until my videos are getting somewhat good. So no matter if you're good or if you're bad, the hustle beats the talent all the time. And I'm not a fan of the whole hustle thing, but you do need to hustle on YouTube. You do need to post some videos. If you don't post videos, then it's going to be very difficult for you to have some sort of success on YouTube. So make sure that you post, make sure that you're consistent, and this will beat the talent every single time. And it's not just YouTube, it's everything. Now, I hinted this in the intro a little bit, but you need to jump before you're ready. When I made my very first YouTube video, which isn't even on this channel, I just posted a video that was useless. It was just me trying to say 3 words in front of the camera. I think the video was less than a minute because I just couldn't say anything more than a minute because, as I said, I just put my phone on shoe boxes and tried to speak. I couldn't. I started recording, stopped it, tried again, stopped it, and I think the third or fourth time I actually recorded it. And it was just saying what my channel was about or what I wanted to do. And it wasn't a good video. It was, in fact, it was probably a very bad video, probably much worse than most people starting on YouTube when they first make their first video. I wish I could find it, and I tried looking for it, and I couldn't find it. I was filming in front of a cupboard. The sound was crap, my speech was crap, I had zero confidence in front of the camera, as I said. It was just a bad video, but because I jumped in and I started getting my bad video out, my very first video out, I realized that I didn't die. I think we put a lot of fear onto ourselves when we're filming a video, especially our first video, where we think that our whole world is going to crumble. And when you finally film your first video and it's really bad, you put it out there, you get 1 or 2 views, maybe even less, and you realize that you didn't die. Like, it makes zero difference. Nobody's going to insult you because you're making a bad video. You're not getting judged because nobody sees that video. So it's just kind of a relief. And once I filmed my first video, it was so much easier to film my second one and my third one and my fourth one. And even though my second and third and fourth video, I was still a little stressed when I was filming, it just becomes easier and easier and easier. So if I didn't film my first video and it wasn't really bad and I wasn't really stressed out when I was doing it, then it wouldn't have worked. It's the same thing for coaching. I put a link in the description for a coaching call. I had to go and do it before I was ready, because otherwise you wouldn't have the opportunity to book a call and, chat about your channel and how we can drive it in the right direction, hopefully. And it's all of these things that just come into place, and once you start to post more and more and you start to put in more things that you're not comfortable with, after a while they do become comfortable. Filming a video for me isn't that big of an effort. I do need to set up the camera and put it on a tripod, which is a ring light in fact. But it's not that big of a deal. I don't get stressed before I film a video. It's really simple for me. I just have my bullet points on my computer and that's about it. So get stuff done before you're ready. That's the best thing that you can do if you want to do anything, but especially on YouTube. If you jump in before you're ready, before you think that you have something to say, before you think that you're speaking to an audience, before you're comfortable, before you have some gear, you do that, you start filming, and your videos will be 10 times better. Very fast, like a lot faster, because you didn't start 10 years later, but you started now. And it's the same thing for improving, trying different things, improving your speech, buying a new mic. But do that once you started. But just all of these things are a little bit stressful, but once you get through it, it's a lot easier. Now, let's talk about failure. I think that you I know that you can't avoid failure. As I said, my first video didn't get much views. The first video on this channel didn't get many views, and the second one got 0 views. So failure is just something that happens, and it's going to happen throughout your journey. I had a lot of videos that were getting over 100 views, then it dropped down, then it got better, and then it dropped down again. So the failures are going to happen no matter what stage. If you're having a great business and a great YouTube channel, some videos will flop. Now, when you have a bigger audience, your baseline is a little higher. So my videos do get some views at least, but I do get videos that flop, and it's the same feeling when you get 2 views and when you're used to getting 5, or you get 30 views when you're usually getting 100. So the sense of failure is always going to be there, but you do need to learn why am I failing and how can I improve this. So from the start, you can see that your thumbnails are crap. I'm speaking for my first videos, but it could be an example for you. My thumbnails were crap, my titles were crap, my speech was bad. So you do need to find the one thing that on your next video you're going to improve and make better. For me, it was usually the speech, but also the packaging. The packaging is usually the most important part of a YouTube video. So if you have a good thumbnail, or at least when I say good thumbnail, it's one that is catered to your audience. So if if I took a thumbnail from Mr. Beast on my channel, it just wouldn't fit. It's not for me. I like raw videos. But it's the same thing. If he took my thumbnails, it wouldn't work on his channel. So you need to find the thumbnail that's good for your channel and that's catered to the right audience. So for me, you guys are probably a little older than most people watching Mr. Beast, it's people from all ages, but most likely you're probably all older than his core audience. So that needs to be in place. Then the title is the same thing. You need to have a title that's catered to the right audience. You could make a very viral video that's how I survived 10 days in the streets. I could make that video. I could just go out 10 days in the street, make a video, but there's no point in doing that because, you know, the video might do good, but that's not the audience that I want to have. I want to have a good audience that's interested in building something and building a YouTube channel and building a business. So that just wouldn't be the case. But that's a side note. So having the right thumbnail for your audience, the right title for your audience, and also the right intro for your videos. I do use ChatGPT a lot to get my intros a little better. I'm not sure that it's the best way to do it, but I still do. And then I just ramble on like I'm doing right now and hopefully helping you guys out. I truly believe that I can help you guys with YouTube, because even though I don't have the biggest channel out there, I do have a channel that's better or that's further ahead than a lot of other people. I know the direction of the channel, so that's another thing that is important. So the packaging is the most important part, and then you can ramble on. But then it's going to be your personality that's also going to drive the audience to be like-minded and to appreciate you when you put out a whole video. They'll be interested in you on top of the subject that you're talking about. So let's talk about mindset. I know that mindset isn't really a strategy, it's not, or people don't see it as a strategy, but I watched another creator lately, yesterday or the day before, and she's very successful with her YouTube channel. She doesn't bring in millions of views, but she has the right audience with people that are interested in buying her stuff. So she was saying something that was really good, because she started off just like I started off, which is knowing nothing about YouTube and talking about YouTube. So she was saying something that's really interesting, is that if you go on YouTube and you start talking about YouTube and you might not feel like it, or you try to put out a fake smile and be like, hi, I'm super happy to see you guys, it's cool, let's talk about this subject, and it's fake, you can feel it's fake. Or you just can't be bothered and you do have to film a video and you come out on the camera and you're talking like this and saying, I really want to make a YouTube video, and you're bored already. And it's just a question of mindset. If your mindset is, I have to make a YouTube video, I don't want to make it, but I have to make it because I want to have success, it won't work. But if you go on YouTube and you're excited, because you're filming a YouTube video and it's fun, and you enjoy the journey, and you truly think that you can help people, and I truly think that I can help people. I might not be able to help everyone, especially if you have a bigger channel with more views, more subscribers, more comments on your videos, all of that stuff. But if you have 10 subscribers, I can sure help you. If you have 50 subscribers, I can help you. And even if you have as many subscribers and views as I do, I could probably help you, because having someone look at your channel from the outside is a lot better. So that's when you click on the link in the description. But if that's your view on YouTube, when you're getting into that YouTube channel and you want to really talk about a subject that you're interested in and you know that you can help people, when you do that on camera, people feel it and you don't feel fake anymore. And the people on the other side, they won't feel like you're fake. They're not thinking, oh, there's something off on this video. I can't put my finger on it, but something's off. I talked about this in a previous video not long ago, but it's true. People can feel that there's something off. They might not be able to tell what it is, but they will be able to tell that there's something off. So just the mindset of being on camera and knowing that you can help people, not just thinking maybe I can help somebody. No, you can help people. If you make your first video, you're better than the people who haven't made their first video. So mindset is everything. I was going to say almost everything, but it just is everything. The next thing is invest in yourself. Now, I've been very transparent about this, and I will continue to be transparent, where I paid people to talk to them to see where I could bring my channel up. And when you do that, it's not going to change your channel overnight. It's not going to be like, I paid someone, they told me to do this, my channel is just going to blow up. But it gives you a direction. It gives you some tips to what you can improve, which you might not be able to see yourself. I offer now a coaching or 50 minutes coaching, but you don't have to do it through me. You can do it through anybody, but just have someone that knows something about YouTube, that is in this space. They don't need to be huge. They don't need to be massive. You don't need to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars. But if you can pay someone to give you some tips, to see from the outside, somebody that knows about YouTube, what's wrong with your videos. And there's always something wrong. Even the top creators, even the people who are doing really well, there's something wrong with their videos. And usually if somebody's at your level or higher than you, even at your level, they'll probably be able to say, this is not right on your videos. And that's something that's just going to make you grow faster, and also just be more consistent, because you know that you've spent whatever the amount of money, and it's usually not a huge amount of money, especially if you're paying like for an hour or something. But I've paid people several times, and I'll continue to do that, just because it can improve my videos and make them better. So you really, like, investing in yourself. You could do YouTube for free, but really I wouldn't recommend it to do it, especially if you're doing it by yourself. Maybe if you have some friends around you that also do YouTube, you can feed each other up. But if you don't, which most likely isn't the case, find somebody that can help you. Whether it's me or somebody else, but really invest in yourself. Next thing is metrics. Now, you can look at the views, and that's a good indication of if you're doing something right, if your views are growing over time. Don't worry if you get 2 views or 0 views. My phone cut for just a second, so hopefully it's still about the same. So let's talk about the analytics. You can start off with the views. I think the views is something that's a good indication of whatever you're doing. So if your videos get, let's say you're starting off, you're getting 5 to 10 views, and you want to see that improve. Now, you're going to have some dips, some videos that do well, some videos that don't do as well. But over time, you want your baseline to be better. So don't stress out if you have a video that does 3 views when you're getting on average 10. But if your average just drops down for a very long time, then you need to ask yourself what's wrong. But that's not the only indication, because you can't learn that much on views. But you also need to have your length of watch time. Are people watching your videos for a large percentage of your video? So there's no way to say this, like this people, there will be people that ask you, how long is a good retention? And there's no good answer for that. The real good answer for that is it better than your last video? Or is it better than your 10 previous videos? If that's the case, good. If it's shrinking, then you need to do something about it. So That's one thing. The next thing is your packaging. That's probably the most important part of a YouTube video. One is your thumbnail. Is your thumbnail good? Like, when I say good, I mean for your audience. So let's say I used Mr. Beast's thumbnails, great thumbnails, they get a lot of views, millions of views. But if I used it for one of my videos or the same style, it just wouldn't work. It's for a younger generation. It's better for entertainment channels, not something like that. And it's the same if I used a subject that was about living on the street for 10 days, it wouldn't fit my audience either. So you need to keep that in mind as well. So thumbnails need to cater to your audience. You can figure this out by testing, but also seeing what other creators are doing that are in the same niche as you. Then there's the title. Titles, same thing. You can see what's going on with other videos that are in the similar niche, or at least with a similar audience than you, because that's going to help you as well to drive your audience. And then there's going to be the intro. Same thing, you need to have that catered to your audience, because all of these things are always catered to your niche and your audience. If I use the same example, living on the street for 10 days, how I survived. One, it wouldn't fit my niche. One, it wouldn't fit my audience. They would be, what's going on? It could potentially get a lot of views, but I'm not looking for those views. I'm not looking for attention for the sake of attention. So keep that in mind as well. But if you have everything that's catered to your audience, test out things and see if your retention grows, if your click-through rate goes, if whatever, all these things are going up. If it's green, good thing. The next thing is give everything for free. So if you're not too sure, if you share things, just share them. Because even if you want to build a business, let's say on giving a service, so explaining to people something about what your channel is about, people will pay to look at their stuff for their situation. What can they change on that situation? What can they improve? What direction should they go? No matter the niche. So you don't need to worry about that, because on YouTube you can't cater to one single person, but you can explain and go into depth as much as possible. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't use words that people don't understand, but just go into depth and try to explain as much as possible. Give as much value as possible, keeping it simple, and people will most likely want to pay you to help them out if they think you're a good fit. So just give everything away. Don't ask yourself too many questions. And if you have any questions with YouTube, just click the link and I'll take a look at your channel. Now, there will be some times where you're asking yourself, should I even keep posting? My videos are not getting views. I don't understand why. It's just I'm struggling so much. And I've been through that phase. So I made an entire video, which you can check out right here, that gives you the reasons why you should even keep posting, and it'll probably save you a bunch of time by, stopping and restarting again and all that stuff. And you should really do that. If you haven't watched that video, it's really going to help you. So with that said, I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.